Hinto against some ideals. Dr. Kwame Asante is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. He joins us on the line to offer some analysis on this. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. How formidable or credible is such a movement to the fortunes of an entity in winning a presidential election in Ghana, given all that we've seen in the Fourth Republic?
Yeah, a quick one. My name is Asa Kwame Asa, not Ansa. Asa Asante.
Asa Asante. Thanks so much.
Yes. Right. Alliances are important in politics, but except that in our part of the world, particularly Ghana, they struggle to make a great showing. That aside, you can also organize them and then use them for the purpose for which you intend to battle the campaign, right? So it is important when people decide to go into alliance for whatever reasons that they have. If they are able to organize themselves well, they get results.
I see. The personality of Alan Kyerematen appears to be the main ingredient driving this, and Abu Sakara also does have some credibility that I'm sure the group is hoping to count on as well. But how difficult a challenge is it going to be for persons like Alan Kyerematen, who have been part of what Nana Hininto we just spoke to described as the dire economic emergency the country finds itself in? Alan Kyerematen was in the party until recently, and indeed he moved out of the party because he felt that the presidential contest was not favorable to him. He said it was skewed to favor one particular candidate. The notion a lot of people have is that if it hadn't been quote-unquote skewed against him as he claimed, he would have still been in the MPP. So he moving out of the MPP to form this movement, many really view it with a certain suspicion. Do you think this is a baggage he carries, or you think it's something he can easily surmount?
There are good reasons why people decide to stay in a party or decide to opt out. So you cannot condemn people based on the decision that they have taken. Or that once you are in a competition, you brace yourself for everything or anything that comes your way. So I'm not sure he has committed any offense. Remember that the gates of political parties are open to people, and you can go in at any time and you can leave at any time. That said, there is absolutely no doubt that Mr. Kyerematen and Abu Sakara, they have towering personality. Alan has served in public life throughout, and he has demonstrated that he's somebody worth his salt. We have never heard so far any report about corruption about him. He has served with distinction, and he has demonstrated until recently that he left the party, loyalty to the party and all that. These are some of the ingredients of good leadership, and I have no doubt in my mind that he has that. Abu Sakara, too, is another personality that we have seen in Ghanaian politics. The last time he contested on the CPP ticket, we saw him as somebody who has adequate knowledge of what is going on in this country, the problems of this country, and he has beautiful ideas in surmounting some of these problems that confront us. So all in all, we are talking about two giants who are great in their own respect, and they have what it takes to lead movements such as this. The biggest task for them is that they want to win the presidential election as independent movement, right, with an independent candidate. That will be history, but I know that I'm not a prophet of doom. They can win the election. That is a fact. And I'm speaking as a political scientist. If you look at Ghana's political system, an independent candidate is like a third force. Third force parties do not have strength on the surface of Ghana. The simple reason is that, one, there are two reasons. One is that if you look at the electoral system that we have in this country, is a simple majority system or the first past the post system. One vote, allows you to cross the line and move from a candidate to a president or an MP. So one vote is so important. And in such electoral system, you always have landslide victory, or at worst, there is what? A draw, and you go for a runoff. And then a tie is broken, somebody leads. If you want to have a third force or an independent candidate leading and winning, then it's a function of what? A multi-party system. In political science, when we say a multi-party system, we are saying that you can have more than 2 political parties in the state. But if all the parties have equal strength and they have what it takes to win election and form a government, not exclusive to themselves, so more often than not, they tend to have coalition government and all that. So it means that you can win election, you can have landslide victory. You need to tie your apron string with another party in order to form a government. Otherwise, you can be kicked straight away if you're operating a parliamentary system where there is a vote of no confidence always hanging around your neck as an albatross. So what I know that they can do is that if you look at Alan, for instance, he's a very strong personality in Ashanti region, in Central region, and in Eastern region. And apart from all this, because of the work that he did in the ministry and then his role in Ghanaian politics, he has endeared himself to the hearts of many across in the nook and cranny of this country. So he's well known. So if the movement is able to perform so well and holding other factors constant in the sense that other smaller parties are also able to do well, and they are able to secure more than 4%, just a little over 4%, the election can be put to a second round. And when it gets there, this is where Alan and his brother Abu Sakara will become the kings of the game. You have to go to them if you want to survive the runoff. And I'm sure that is a tactical thing that they have under their sleeve. They will not share with you. They will not say that. They will tell you that they want to win. Of course, nobody goes to election and saying that I'm going to lose the election. It's going to win. But that is their best bet. And that is where they are well. Now you realize that the MPP is shaking. If you look at the incursions Alan is making in Ashanti region and other places, it's particularly Ashanti region. It has sent shivers down the spine of the MPP. There's no doubt about that. But of course, they also cannot come out and say this. But that is it. And all these things are things that if they are able to organize themselves along what I call four lines, RSM, that they have resources to prosecute the agenda. They have messages that resonate with the people and touches at every aspect of our lives, at the national, at the regional, at the constituency level. And then they have the messages also born out of their manifesto. Once they are able to do that, and with a good strategy, a strategy that is able to bring them results, I'm sure they'll be home and dry.
Very well. A very final one. In terms of how practical governance will be, this is an independent movement. Should they win the election, they'll have to run with a parliament. Parliament, mainly NDC, MPP. How practical is that going to be? Who is going to be in the majority or minority? How is that going to be?
I mean, the little that I got from Nano Hinto before signing off is that, yes, the whole idea is not to field any parliamentary candidate, but it's a good proposal that people have suggested to them they want to consider. My advice to them is that they should focus on the independent thing without thinking of any parliamentary candidate and all that, because it is a whole complex mix that they need to sit down and then work in fine details and all that. Let them leave them. Those who want to be independent and then when they win, they want to tie their apron string with them in parliament, fine, all right? But for now, they should concentrate as an independent party or independent movement that is going to fill an independent candidate to contest the election. That is all. Once they do that, and then stop focusing on the parliamentary, because if you look at the release that they churned out, I think yesterday, they did say that they want to have all-inclusive government, that they would draw support from all religious, political, and social, groupings or sectors of the country. That is the spirit. You form an all-inclusive government, which looks like what? A coalition government. That's it. There are all the human resources are here, so you can have them. Once you win power, you see people coming to you, and then you get support from family, from friends, from school, from every part of the society. You can get the numbers, and then form a government that will be able to deliver the mandate given to it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Kwame Asante, political science lecturer with the University of Ghana. Thanks so much for speaking to us this